Well, hey Internet, welcome to my other Connex, which I use for storage. So y'all remember on Friends how Monica had her whole life together, super controlled, except she had a junk room. And that junk room was the shame of her life. This was my junk room. Now, it looks a lot better because little Leah was in here all day long, cutting a path in here because we are going to retrieve the bed and mattress out of the back of here. And we're going to carry it into the other Connex and we're going to stage the bedroom. So that's the objective today. We've got the rafters done. I've laid out the doors. Just a real exciting moment. So the rest of this is me going to get my my fork truck and move the bed. And we'll start from there. I'll build a little fake wall to mirror the walls that will be in that guest bedroom. And we'll go from there. So, all right. So anyway, now you saw my embarrassing secret. Leah, was this embarrassing when you cleaned it for me? Yeah. All right. It's not too late for me to change the shelf heights.
So why can't you just put this shelf? Okay, so just hear me out. So what if you put this shelf down one so this can be up on this shelf? You see what I mean?
Did you untangle that? Hold on a second. Find the inner me.
Because with the light you can read it. So the company is actually called. So the company is called Youngville Manufacturing Company. It's in Youngville, Pennsylvania. Otto Gustick and Son, and it was actually made in Battle Creek, Michigan. So that's the story. But there's no date or year or anything.
Well, my great-grandmother was from Battle Creek, Michigan. And she spoke no English, she only spoke Irish. So this is my mother's bed. So I feel like this came from my grandmother to my mother. And I only saw my grandmother once.
Yeah.
Right. Great-grandmother.
Yeah.
Not my grandmother, so it would be my mother's grandmother.
Yeah.
And
very cool.
It is very cool. And you know, I don't know if these
33 is that like 33 wide?
It is. It says 33W.
Okay.
Oh.
Very cool.
It is very cool. And nothing, it's not super high quality or anything, but you know, it's got the heritage. It'll fit in this house really nicely.
Yeah. So depending where the bed would go, I would put the rug to the full side as opposed to the other, so you'd have more floor covered.
Well, the whole purpose of this is to see how beds fit in here. I don't know, you know. Like, all right, so I guess what we could do is just put the frames in and then move it before we put a mattress down and all of
I
that.
like it just like that.
You do? All right.
You know
well,
why? Because
Here.
you could still see the morning and, you know.
I don't know if these went like that. But see how it doesn't fit? There's no room for you to move around.
Well, there isn't really ever in a Connex, so you just have to make the best.
Well, the idea was these were supposed to be wide enough, right?
There's a lot of room right here, so you could.
I could push it that
That's
way.
what I was thinking.
I could spin it this way.
So if we spun it this way, the problem with that is that it's covering the window. And do you want it
Right.
to cover the window, or isn't that the part that?
So this was where the bathroom thing comes in. So why don't you grab that in and we'll spin it and we'll put it here and see what we think. So there's no room. You agree with that?
Well, not. I mean, you could make it work, but you wouldn't be able. You could just crawl over the bed, walk on this side.
All right. So you grab that side, I'll grab this side. We'll try to scooch in.
Oh.
I'm going to put the headboard there. You put the footboard down there. There you go.
Okay. Sorry, I got it. I got it.
I'm definitely tired. So, listen, there's not...
I got it. It's fine. No, don't break it. Please don't break it. All the work you did. Okay.
All right, so this is the wall right back here.
Mm-hmm.
So scooch back my way. Come towards me. There is not options for a full-size bed. There's not.
What about putting it right here? Can it go?
I mean, it would have to go all the way here,
Yeah.
and this is, and then you would have one dresser.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, or, I can't do, are those fulls or queens?
The one I remember purchasing with you are fulls.
So I'd have to go all the way down to a twins, which are more narrow in order to
I would stick with the
have a dresser. Now for a guest bedroom, fine.
guest bedroom. You could do.
All right. All right, Internet, you see with your own eyeballs. This is why people build custom lofts, and they're narrow and weird little things. And don't you think they're probably twins that they're putting in there? Maybe in a custom loft, but people sleep on the floor. I don't want to do that. I want a bed. And we tried it a couple of ways in here, and there's inches of space. Even where I did this really cool thing, and I don't stick way out. I'm not a full 6 inches from both sides. The posts are enough. So, well, hey there, Internet. Well, hey, Internet. This is Steve, 1,000 Year Home. So we're doing our wrap-up of the staging of the Connex, and Leah came out this weekend, and she helped me out. So in our stop motion, you saw a couple of different things. You saw us first clean out the Connex all the way through, because I think I'm close to doing drywall, getting there at least. But then we used these doors to kind of see how they would work out in here, and they're going to work really well. I wish this door we could find 2 of them, so I could make this whole panel for the bathroom go either direction. So what else did we do here? Oh, this big cabinet's going. We're going to move that into the other storage area. But I'll step out here and we'll take a look back through. So the other thing that Leah and I did last night is we actually put in a bed, and I think this is the first time we've ever slept here.
Yes. It was
All right.
very nice.
Well, let me talk with Leah here. I'll get her on camera. We'll get both of us on camera, and we'll talk a little bit about what we thought about the tiny home and what the limitations are and what our plans are in the future. Well, hey there, Internet. This is Steve. So this is my view of where I thought the layout was the most important. And then Leah will talk about her views. So for me, I've been living in a pop-up camper for 9 months now.
Yes.
Summer and winter in a pop-up camper. I tell you, I am worn out sleeping in a pop-up camper. And I have a full-size mattress in there. But we put a bed in last night. And the one thing in the staging, which is hard to see because it's super fast, is 8-foot space does not have a lot of room for you to make a lot of choices where your bed's going to be. And we still haven't decided on this one, right?
I think this is it because it's so pretty.
Yeah, the view is killer.
It's gorgeous.
And I started with a view of a little butterfly in the window, which I'll let loose here in a minute.
So
but listen, the view is and we woke up last night, we could see the stars out the window. And this is the guest room, my office. Well, it'll ultimately be my office, but the master bedroom will actually have more windows. So, but not a lot of, I mean, the bed can run this way, where it's on the short end, the 8-foot side, and you can put it against the walls, but you can't turn a bed and come out. There's not enough room for you, I don't think, to scooch around. There was 8 inches. You know, it's just not functional. If you had a shorter bed, but I'm a 6-foot guy, and I think all beds are this length, even if they're twins, right?
Yeah, because this is a full.
Yeah. So the people that build a loft, they do a loft because there's just no way to do it. And even if it's a short loft where they're all scrooched over, that's why they're doing it.
Yeah.
So they have enough room to go around your bed. But this side I've got built in, and these worked out pretty well, these built-in shelves, didn't they?
It did.
It did. So the phones went there, the lights went there.
Yep.
What I'll do is get rid of this bed, the headboard. Less is more. So I think if the bed didn't have a headboard, it'd be more options. And maybe make a headboard into the wall.
Or do it where you don't have a footboard. I'd prefer to have a headboard than a footboard.
Yeah.
I feel like my head's protected in some
I
kind
agree
of
with
weird
that.
way. So I would, yeah.
Anyway, decisions need to be made while you're building your Connex, where and how your bed will be. And the bigger the bed, the harder those decisions will be. But for me, having said all that, I put the bed up front, right, which is a decision making. To sleep here last night, compared to a pop-up camper or anything, it felt safe. It felt, cloister is the word I've been using. See, I'm using stained glass window to give it kind of a, not an objectively religious vibe, but that vibe, because I'm going Santa Fe Mission style. So that vibe, it felt like a cloister. We felt protected. 18-mile-an-hour winds last night. The only thing I heard was a little rope that I tied something off, and it was bang, bang, bang. And I had to go out and tie the little rope off, which I did.
Yeah.
And this isn't done. I mean, there's no drywall, there's no insulation, it's not done. But I felt super safe in here. And after a pop-up camper where every bug in the world just passes through, like, it doesn't matter if you have the screens up, the screens down, the door closed, it doesn't matter. You will have night bugs, and they're dumb and bang into you and sting you, and it's just Leah got stung by it. First time in her life she got ever stung, and I'm like, oh, you know how many times I've been stung. But the layout and design, so diminutive hardware. I bet you we're going to buy a lot of antique hardware because it's furniture because it's small.
Exactly.
Diminutive. Those decisions, diminutive decisions, have to be made when you're doing tiny living. Now, a bedroom for me is just a place of rest and being cloistered. Perfect. It just aligns.
Yeah.
I don't need a big bedroom. We had a big bedroom with an extra little sitting area, and it was hard to figure out what to do with the sitting area, and everything you put in there imposed itself on the sleeping. So if I made an office of it, then I had an office, right? Or if it was a TV area, then it was a TV, you know, and to have that where you sleep this was very restful. And she and I haven't had a good night's sleep in a long time, and there was reasons we shouldn't have had a good night's sleep and still had a great night's sleep in a really nice closed off bed. So during the walkthroughs, what did I cover? I covered that we laid out the bathroom with the ideas for the doors, and those will be handicap accessible mostly. True 36-inch, and some of them I have to cheat down to 34. Better than most homes though. Which are 30-inch doors or 32-inch doors. So this tiny home will have big doors. Loving the shower, the way it's working out. Loving the idea of a balcony on the top and a platform there. The bedrooms are a little snug. You'll have to consider that. And then, you know, with Leah's help, I got this all cleaned out with all the extra timber and all the extra hardware and equipment. The AC units moved over because she cleaned out my junk container, which isn't a junk container. It's part of the house. It's the next phase.
Yeah.
So this house will be in 3 phases. This bedroom, so that I have something safe to work from. This will be an office where this bed is. My back there, where you can barely see it, will be the master suite, Jack and Jill bathroom. Then I'll have a vaulted ceiling with reciprocal lumber. That might be phase 2 because I need to start logging right away. And then the final phase, the farthest container, will be the kitchen and bonus room, and then a mechanical room with my solar and anything else that I might need, pumps and whatnot. In addition, I'm planning to build a basement in here, a Michigan-style basement. In Texas, we'll see. And my everything will be stored in there. So anyway, great night.
Yes.
I feel like really victorious. The 23rd of this month, which is coming up. What's today? 16th. I was trying to be in here no later in 1 year. 1 year
Well,
build.
you can sleep in here. You're still working, but technically you're halfway in.
It's hard. It's hard
Halfway
to sleep where you're working, but the drywall should go fast, and I just have half of this to wire for power, and I'm there. So super exciting. So that's my perspective. I'll let Leah take over the camera, and she could do her perspective then. And then you just do whatever you want.
Going?
You know, give you a countdown.
Okay, so my view was this view back here. See how pretty? It's kind of, there we go. So see, so at night when, you know, you're laying down, it was pitch black, and it looks like little holes in the sky. The stars were so bright. And then in the morning, it kind of all just meshed together between the sky and the fog and the trees. It was just beautiful to wake up to. So going to bed under the stars, this was kind of literally that moment. So it was really nice. I enjoyed that. And of course, you know, you have views of tractors and whatnot on the outside. But yeah, so I would have to say that everything's coming along very well. And it was pretty comfortable yesterday, so that's a good thing. And I guess that's it. Anyway, imagine on a full moon how that would look outside. That would be so pretty. But again, everything was pretty. So yes, so progress. Like and subscribe.
Look, we got a little succulent garden. These ones are going to your house.
Yes.
Leah split them in half.
I
so
did.
We're sharers.
The other one was totally terrible. It was just all...
Yeah.
You're the one that... Well, we saved it by you taking it apart.
So y'all saw that we did some gardening too.
Oh, that's true. Oh, it's raining.
Yeah, it's raining. We'll brush through it.
Yeah.
Listen, we're not going to complain about rain in Texas,
No.
though. Yeah, I agree with what you said, Leah. That view was really nice.
It was... I was like... Yeah, it was the stars.
So if you watched our show, we bought a climbing rose that will be blue, right?
Yes, it's like a bluish purple.
So this one here is a yellow rose of Texas. So we've got a yellow rose of Texas right here. That'll be fun, right?
That'll be pretty.
And see, my idea is to climb up these old dead mesquites. If I'm going to have thorns, I want to have something pretty. Leah planted a bunch of stuff here, and look, one little bit of rain. That's what I wanted to show you, Leah. One little bunch of rain, and you see all the little starts popping up out of the ground?
Just, oh my gosh, that's where I planted yesterday.
Yep, that's where you planted. One little spritz of rain.
Goodness.
They're in a hurry. And then the one rose that I told you about that will be midnight purples right there, and it's designed to climb up
Look
that.
at your trees, they're doing so well.
That mesquite. And I've got a little tree. That's a little apple tree there. I'm going to cut these mesquite eventually out of here,
The pumpkin?
but I'm using them for shade. Yeah, pumpkins. I just threw a pumpkin in the ground. That's all I did. From last Halloween. People's old pumpkins. Threw them in the ground. Let nature run its course. Volunteer pumpkins, I guess I would say. And Leah planted all these. I don't have an idea what's in there. It'll be a surprise to me. Don't tell me. What else? So, listen, I'll swivel back here. I would say this is the first time that this place has felt the potential of home.
Oh, and you forgot your other tree.
Leah pointed out to my memory and what we've done this week. And we also found a loblolly pine, a big one, for 39 bucks. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so yeah. I've always wanted one. Now these will you can propagate from cuttings, so but this is nice to have one that's already 3 or 4 years old.
No, it looks great.
And so I wanted some loblolly pines out here. I planted them last year, and the drought just killed them. So just killed them.
Well, they were sticks.
They were sticks. We tried. So now I got to remember to water him every now and then. So my poor little camera here is getting wet in the rain, but let me rotate. Anyway, this is the first time that this place has felt like home. I'm going to rotate. Since I started almost a year ago, which this was just, it was a mesquite grove, and we had to walk around, find the site. So a lot has happened. And
it's
then
like a little mini apartment.
Mini apartment. Listen, and when the storm's 18 miles an hour and it's blowing you in a pop-up trailer, you blow with the pop-up trailer. This was so much more satisfying. Being out of the elements, so much more satisfying. So, you know, it's definitely diamond in the rough, and other people watching it may not even see the diamond part of it, but I sure do. And I've got great views. Oh yeah, the rain's so nice. This particular Connex will be so nice, and there'll be a great hall. So not everything will be tiny in this house. Where the truck is parked right now will be a living room, a 20-foot by 20-foot living room, stairwell going up to the top, and then a dining room in front of that. That can also be used as a man's workshop, so garage, etc., welder. If I wished. I'm not sure what I want to do with that. Drafting is what I thought. I like to do all that. So, and then this Connex will be, I'm thinking originally the kitchen was going to be in the front, but if I put French doors here, I'll have doors nice lit, but then kitchens are hard without storage. And if you have lights and you don't have storage.
So what you would want storage, but having those doors would give for great lighting. And you always need lighting in your kitchen.
It's a trade-off. So do I want storage, or do I want, because 8-foot wide, it's going to be a galley-style kitchen, and I've been looking at boats. Boats have the best designs because that's where they came from.
Well, you know, you could have storage in your island, or we can make storage, but I like the natural lighting.
Natural lighting
that's
more.
That's going to really help. Because it gets hot in the kitchen if you're cooking and you don't want lights making it hot. So.
All right, Internet. I'm not decided on where I want the kitchen. You hear Leah and I talking. We both saying the same things. Yeah. It's a trade-off between storage and lighting. And,
exactly.
I'm a single guy. Leah might come out, and this might be our retirement home. And it'll just be us two then puttering around here. How much storage do I need?
Not very much.
Not very much. And versus light. And so let me know if the kitchen should have more lighting or more storage. That will make a design decision on where I put the kitchen. You know, the other thing I like about self-build is I get to make these decisions on the fly. Right? If you were contracted with somebody, you would not say, oh, I'm going to change the living room and the bedroom and the kitchen. You could do that when you build yourself and maybe get more out of it because your brain is fed at that moment. So what else did we want to cover? So you saw staging, walk through, watch the quick walkthroughs again if you need to, because that was a full stage. And we did it in walkthrough, so it was just a few seconds. And then help us make a choice on should the kitchen be here. And these doors will be French doors then, if you can imagine. I will cut in French doors here. And then in a Spanish motif, I'll wrap them in an oak or cedar, and with the clavos, you won't even know that they're shipping container doors when I'm done. And otherwise, I was going to go in here and put in a little breakfast nook over there, Leah. That would be cut out, and so there would be bench stools about where the water trough is forward. There would be bench stools that would come back, and that would be a cafe-style pass-through for the kitchen. I could do the same thing here, but if this is the living room with a TV, you know, I could change that to the living room. What I really wanted is, because of all of my drafting and drawing, all of that takes room. And if I get into 3D printing, that takes room. So I wanted a large room where I could do
That's where you should have a large room with just like one whole wall, like a bookcase.
Well, I got two enormous opportunities. Both of them about 20 foot, minus the 4 foot for the stairs down the middle. That'll divide it. and then they'll the walls here won't go straight forward. They'll bow out, and so the walls will bow out, giving us more viewable area. I don't know. All right, well, thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, follow us along. These are the kind of design decisions that you too could have fun making if you build yourself a little tiny container home. Thank you so much, and thank you to little Leah coming out. Hi. And helping me stage all it. I couldn't have done it without her, so very much. But I'm still going to say I'm one guy, all alone, out here, old Hank,
Oh my
nobody.
gosh.
It's a sad story.